Yeah.
Every night is the Rangers Journal night.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're watching the Rangers Journal on this Saturday, the 22nd of February. After a week of exciting news and interesting topics, it turns out we do still have some football to play at the end of it all. We're playing St Mirren at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and today we're going to have a little preview, talk about the match and touch a little bit on some of the news to get the opinion of my partner in crime today, as it says here, the lesser spotted Bob H. How are you doing today, Bob?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I know I'm not usually a regular on some of the pods, but I'm looking forward to getting back into the pre-match thoughts today.
Yeah, and just before we get to the match, as I say, there has been a lot of exciting news on today. This week. So just quickly, if do you want to give us your thoughts on first of all the interview that came out from CEO Patrick Stewart, and then of course the news of our potential takeover by the 49ers Enterprises.
Yeah, I mean, touching on the interview, I managed to catch up on it yesterday, and I thought it was a very interesting interview, very to the point, blunt. I know that some fans may not have appreciated may not have liked the tone of it in terms of the manager, they're doubling down on keeping the manager. They've obviously touched on the Queen's Park result last week, which again I know has been touched on in a number of pods this week, that it's unacceptable. We spoke about it in the WhatsApp chat, obviously in the immediate aftermath last week. At least they've tried to address that in the interview. They're looking forward to try and bring us back to where we expect to be, where we want to be. So yeah, it was an interesting interview. I don't think from my personal take, I thought it was a good interview to a point. He's obviously been handed a very poor set of cards, and trying to make the most of it. Obviously, from that we've then had the breaking news of the supposedly imminent, but maybe not so imminent takeover talks with the 49ers Enterprises Group. And the Leeds chairman, I think it is, is obviously leading it. Obviously, some of the details or supposed details have been, rife through various WhatsApp chats, including our own in-house chat. So yeah, it's definitely optimistic. I mean, I don't think it would have come out. I don't think the fact the club haven't rubbished it completely out of hand means there must be, no smoke without fire, so to speak. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Let's just again, I'm trying to be pragmatic as much as I'm optimistic about it. I'd rather wait and see the ink dried on the piece of paper that confirms it before we get really, really excited. But yeah, it's definitely something to hopefully look forward to come the close season, towards the end of the season, start of the summer transfer window in the close season. So yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, if it does go through again, it's all if buts and maybes at the moment. But yeah, it's hopefully in a good place to move forward positively.
Absolutely. And all the excitement, you raised a good point there. I never actually thought about the fact the club haven't really come out and said nothing, said oh no, this is nonsense, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's an excellent point there. Of course, the third piece of news from the week then was the European draw. I've got the draw up here that we've got pulled out. So we were on the right side of the bracket, getting Fenerbahce, led by Jose Mourinho, of course. And on the side of potentially meeting Roma, Athletic Club, FCSB again, Lyon again, Real Sociedad, or Manchester United again. What did you make of the draw?
Well, I must draw attention. I don't think anyone else has drawn attention to it, but the fact that we're on the orange side of the draw, Doug, must mean that there must be something in the air. Not that I'm implying anything by that, but yeah, I think it's going to be a tough draw. As I said just before we come on there, I was speaking about it with my dad before it was drawn, and we both suspected it would be Fenerbahce, because why would it be easy for us to get through to the latter stages of Europe without being a straightforward draw? So yeah, it'll be tough. Again, first time I think Mourinho will be in Glasgow for a competitive tie. I know he had a friendly against us many moons ago for Chelsea, and he enjoyed that afternoon. So, but he still got beat, and I know Billy mentioned it on one of the pods either last night or Thursday night about the fact he's got 100% defeat record at Ibrox. So I'd hopefully see that intact come the end of the second leg. But yeah, I mean, none of the ties are. They all look great from a a neutral point of view. It'll be an extremely tough one if we were to get past Fenerbahce, whether it's Roma or Bilbao. And I think the fact that the finals in Bilbao, they'll hopefully be looking to make progress as well. So if it, Bucharest we've played before, Leon would probably hold the most fear. Sociedad would be an interesting tie if we were to make it through to the semi-finals. And again, Man United haven't been in the greatest space recently. We were probably very unlucky with our own away defeat to them at the end of the group stages. So yeah, I wouldn't say they hold much fear. Yes, there'll be tough ties, but I think with hopefully the injuries, being more positive, the fact that Danilo's in the squad and he's in today's, or he's in contention for today, even from the bench. If we can try and keep our main players fit, we would. I like us to make a decent fist of it, or a decent fight of it against Fenerbahce, and if we can get through even to the quarters, would still be good going.
Absolutely. So, you've heard it here first from Bob, folks. We're going to win the Europa League because the colourful omens that are there. So get your bets in now. Yeah, like you said, a lot of tough but potentially exciting ties there. As I say, I'm looking forward to Fenerbahce. I actually think, trying to be impartial, I do genuinely think it's arguably one of the ties of the round. When you consider the atmosphere that will be there, and then the atmosphere that we'll have at Ibrox, it's going to be, for your traditional fans, I think it's the game to, or it's the two legs to be watching. So yeah, hopefully, as you say, that'll fall to us, and Mourinho will continue his 100% record at Ibrox. But we shall see. So going on to today then, obviously today we're going to be playing St Mirren in the Premiership. We haven't been making much of a fist of the title race, but thankfully the Edinburgh side seem to be doing all they can to help us. We had Hearts scoring our goals for us yesterday, and touch wood, right now as we speak, Hibernian are actually 2-0 up at half time. So if they can hold on to that, then two old firm wins, and you're within points again. All of a sudden, exciting things are happening. So at least someone's trying to make this a title race. So how are you feeling just in general going into the game today?
Again, I know it'll be a tough game. I know it'll be at Ibrox. Considering the last home result that we had against Queen's Park, the atmosphere will be very interesting. It'll be very telling in the early stages of the game. I do think, before any spoilers, I do think we will win the game, but I do think it'll be tough. Again, the fact that they beat us in Paisley on Boxing Day, there's certainly no rollovers or walkovers, Doug, as we well know, and I know you've done the lowdown as well on them. So it's again, depending on who starts for them, how they set up, I suspect it would be likely to be a low block. With us trying to break through that low block formation that majority of the teams in the SPFL set up against us and the other side of the city but yeah, I mean, I'd like to see us get some positive results. Again, positive result today just brings us back from the negativity that surrounded the last weekend. Obviously, this last week there's been a bit more outlook for optimism, as we've just touched on, and hopefully today can move us forward again positively. Looking forward to these European dates, and again understand that from a domestic side, these games are looked at as potentially dead rubbers. But if anything, we're still mathematically we're not out of it, so anything's still possible. And I know that's probably the optimist in me. As I said, I'm trying to be pragmatic and optimistic, which can be quite difficult. But as you said, if stranger things have happened, Doug, stranger things have definitely happened in the past for us. So let's just see how we go in today and hopefully take it from there.
Well, that's it. I think it's just about taking it game by game, seeing where we get to and what happens. Paul's made a good point there. He says, I think the takeover news will bring a feel-good atmosphere today. Do you expect Ibrox to be more up for the game than maybe they would have been?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I think it would be... I know there was some discussions around whether or not some fans take their seats after 10 minutes and things like that, but again that might be knocked out the way because of the news in the last week. So again, it'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping for a positive atmosphere with the news that's come out this week. So I'm hoping that then bleeds into the team and gets them up and at them. Hopefully a quick start and a positive, hopefully an early goal, positive result, and it keeps the feel good factor moving forward.
So I've been sort of trying to keep an eye on X. I keep wanting to call it Twitter, but thanks so far. So I've not seen anything team news wise. There is a photo of our lads in their suits, which is nice to see. We don't often see them in their suits these days. Both looking very dashing. Do you expect Egerman's continue to start, or do you think we might see Dessers today?
I think Dessers might actually get the start today. I think maybe give Egerman a rest again. If they're bringing, he might start out wide. Egerman might start out wide. With potentially with Hadji and Cherny. I think if Danilo comes on, that may help Egerman recapture some of the form that he had. I think Danilo being out of the team has certainly affected Egerman's form of late. So it'll be an interesting one, Doug. But again, I'm just looking forward to hopefully a good game again. If we can get an early goal, break that low block early on, hopefully it will set us up for a good afternoon.
Absolutely. So just for anyone that maybe doesn't know yet, just some of the pre-team news. So in terms of injuries, Connor Barron, Dujon Sterling, John Suter, new addition, and obviously Casimir Joe has been out for a long time, and was out for the season. Are the currently players out for Rangers? In terms of St Mirren, they're missing Lakovitti, McMenamin and Mooney from their team at the moment. Like Bob said earlier, would expect them to be pretty compact today. They've been playing a 3-5-2 formation mostly, although that does have a bit of flexibility to it. Ollie Sanya, the main player I picked out, is the danger man for them. He's quite quick. He's got about 7 goals so far this season in all competitions, and so he'll probably be the danger man for us. He caused a little bit of trouble in the previous game as well. But St Mirren's form's been kind of up and down. They had about 4 losses in a row until their run of form that they're on now, where they've kind of a mixture of draws and wins. And but one of the other points I noticed is that they've conceded the most penalties this season. So maybe that can help us to get our penalty score up. I think for me today, the most important part is the performance as well as the victory. The victory should be a given, but we really need to see a performance. Because I think it's not just wins now that the fans need. They really need to see performances, something to boost the morale a bit. They've nothing really to look forward to apart from the European run. That may only last two more matches. So we really need to start putting performances in to give the fans something to keep going to the games for. And just to give them, you talked about staying pragmatic, but to give people something to hope for, I think, as well. So hopefully we can get the performance today as well as the victory. So I'll just take that chance then to say thanks everyone for tuning in to the pre-match today. I will be back, I think, with Billy for the post-match afterwards, hopefully talking about a convincing win. I've predicted 3-0. What's your prediction for the day, Bob?
Yeah, I'll go the same, Doug. I think it'll be 3-0. Hopefully a clean sheet. Good couple of goals, get the feel-good factor well and truly underway as we look forward to probably more so the end of the season now than we thought in the last 7 to 10 days.
I should clarify as well. I'm predicting a 3-0 for Rangers because when I did the lowdown, I put the scores the wrong way around. So yeah, I am predicting 3-0 for Rangers. So thanks everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, do like and subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon. That will tell you exactly when all of our content is coming out, particularly as I say the imminent post match for today. So thanks all for joining me this afternoon.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, Doug. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers. And everyone enjoy the game, and we'll speak to you afterwards. See you later.